Now you will learn about 6 incredible facts about Mars. Olympus is the tallest volcano in the solar system. It's an extinct volcano on Mars, located near the planet's equator in the Tharsis province. According to some estimates, Olympus formed approximately 3 to 3.5 billion years ago. Throughout this time, lava has periodically erupted from its vent. The height of Olympus is 26 kilometers high, with slopes up to 7 kilometers high. The formation of these gigantic cliffs has yet to be convincingly explained, although many believe the volcano slopes were eroded by a former ocean on Mars. Just imagine, Olympus occupies such a vast area that it's impossible to see it entirely from the planet's surface. The curvature of the surface would obscure it. And the atmospheric pressure at the summit is only 2% of the average Martian surface pressure. That means it's practically outer space at the summit. Valles Marineris is a gigantic fault. This isn't just a canyon, but a gigantic fault system, larger in scale than any known similar fault in the solar system. It was discovered in 1971 to 1972 by the Mariner 9 spacecraft and was named after that mission. Its length is over 4,500 kilometers. For comparison, the famous Grand Canyon in the United States is only 446 kilometers long and less than 2 kilometers deep. Valles Marineris is so vast that it covers almost a quarter of the circumference of Mars. How did it form? Scientists believe the faults were caused by the upwelling of giant volcanoes in the Tharsis province. Magma flows literally inflated the surface, and the Martian crust cracked, forming this colossal canyon. Mars once had oceans. Imagine Mars not as a lifeless desert, but as a blue planet with vast oceans, rivers, and perhaps even beaches. Scientists are certain that billions of years ago, real seas actually lapped the surface of Mars. When and how did the Martian oceans form? The first oceans formed approximately 4 billion years ago, almost immediately after the planet's formation. One of the largest, the Arabian Ocean, was twice the size of today's Arctic Ocean and contained about 3% of the volume of Earth's oceans. Early Mars was likely warm and humid, with a thick atmosphere capable of holding liquid water. Later, the climate cooled and the oceans froze or evaporated into space. Incidentally, if Mars had oceans, conditions could have been favorable for the origin of life. Scientists continue to search for traces of ancient microbes in sediments and riverbeds. Moons of Mars, Phobos and Deimos. Mars has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos. They were discovered in 1877 by astronomer Asaph Hall using a 66-centimeter refracting telescope. The moons' names come from ancient Greek mythology. Phobos means fear, and Deimos means terror, the sons of the god of war, Ares or Mars. Phobos is Mars' largest moon, with a diameter of approximately 22 kilometers. It orbits Mars very close to the planet and completes a full orbit in just 7 hours and 39 minutes, meaning it rises in the Martian sky twice for each Martian day. Phobos' surface is covered in craters and resembles an asteroid. Deimos is smaller, with a diameter of approximately 12 kilometers. It is farther from Mars and orbits the planet every 30.35 hours. Why is Mars red? Its characteristic color is due to the presence of large amounts of iron oxide, or in simpler terms, rust, that coats the surface and rises into the atmosphere as dust. The iron in Mars rocks reacted with oxygen and water, forming rust. This rust was washed into ancient rivers and oceans, where it later became part of the rocks. Over billions of years, winds carried the iron dust across the planet, giving it a reddish hue. Dust storms that can engulf the entire planet. Mars is not only a red planet, but also a very windy one. Dust storms rage here, sometimes covering the entire planet and lasting for months. The cause, sharp temperature fluctuations and the melting of the polar caps during seasonal changes. Huge masses of dust and water vapor are ejected into the atmosphere. Wind speeds on Mars can reach 100 meters per second, 360 kilometers per hour, and due to low gravity, dust rises tens of meters and spreads across the planet. Why are dust storms dangerous? For equipment, dust settles on the solar panels of Mars rovers, depriving them of power. This is how the famous Opportunity rover perished in 2018. For future missions, dust can damage equipment and pose a health risk to astronauts. Thanks for watching. More interesting to come. Subscribe.